Assalamu alaikum, peace be unto you. This is a message to the youth of Islam. I know that in the society that we live in, you are bombarded from every side, from every means by temptation, by the life of this world, wanting to become full into the life, wanting to be tempted by the things that are put in your face every day through media, through school, through friends, through peer pressure, through music, through all of these things, gangs, drugs, all of this enter into your realm every single day, enticing you away from Islam. I want to tell you from experience that I've been there and done that. I was a very good Christian as a young boy, and then after becoming fed up with Christianity, leaving Christianity, becoming distraught about the truth of God, I left and entered completely into the dunya, the life of this world, completely fulfilling my lusts, wanting to party, wanting to be with girls, this, that, and the other. But I will let you know that it is a complete facade. The pleasure that it brings is only temporal. It is only temporary, and then it leaves you with nothing behind it. This is the trick of Satan. This is the trick of Shaitan, to entice you with so beautiful things that become a mirage. Once you get them, they fade away and they're gone. And they leave you with nothing but despair and depression. So I would say to the youth, to do your best. To try to avoid these things. Use the energy of your youth to try to better yourself and to try to better the world around you through Islam. But young people tell me, but I'm young. Why can't I just party and have fun while I'm young and then practice Islam when I get older? And I ask them, what promise do you have that you're going to reach old age? What promise do you have that you're going to live till tomorrow? What promise do you have that you're going to walk away from me and make it 5 more minutes? We don't know our time. We don't know the qadr or the predestination that Allah has set for us in our life. We don't know where we're going to end up tomorrow. So we are told to always be on guard with this. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, remember death much, for it will bring you fear and closer to Allah. Remember that death is always around the corner. I remember one statement that Ali radiallahu anh said to one of his companions. He told him that you take one step, death takes 2 to catch you. So no matter how far you go, how fast you run, death will always catch you. And then the last, I'm going to leave you with a statement of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him. He was talking to one of his companions and he drew 2 lines in the sand. He drew one line and then a little farther he drew another line. He said this farther line is a man's hopes. It is what a man wishes and desires to do with his life. He said this line in front of it is his death. He said verily this line will catch him before he reaches this line. So we have to remember that death is always around the corner, and our goal is to have paradise, to enter into the paradise and to live an eternal existence among those who are beloved by Allah. And we only can do that through submitting ourselves every single day, every single minute in Islam. I'm also asked by the youth, how do I ward off, or how do I avoid all of these temptations that I'm faced every day? And I reply to them that all of these temptations, for all of this evil, is only a perversion of what is halal, what is good, by shaitan. Everything that we see that is bad can be replaced very easily with something that is good. For instance, music. We know music with instruments and things like this is haram. You can replace it with halal music. Some anashid with the duff or drum, things of this nature. All of these things can be replaced. All of these things can be put in their proper perspective. For instance, let me use the analogy of Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve were put into paradise, and they were told by Allah not to eat from this one tree. Now, was that the only tree in paradise? No, it was not the only tree in paradise. Paradise was full of trees that they could eat from. But shaitan tempted them and induced them and enticed them to eat from this tree, because this is the one that is so beautiful. This is the one that tastes the best. Just like as we are bombarded every day with images of, oh, this bad thing, this thing is very good. This way of life is very enticing. This way of life is very good for you. And we know for sure that there are many things around us that are just as good, but that are legal and halal by Allah's means. We just have to take a minute Look around the tree. Look behind the tree. Find all of those other things that are around it that are good. And focus on those things. Instead of just allowing shaitan to focus our vision just on those things that are bad. And my final advice to the youth is going to be using a story that Allah narrates to us in the Quran when Luqman gave advice to his son. He said to his son 10 things, which I call the 10 commandments of Luqman al-Hakim, the wise. He said to his son, he said, "O my son, do not ever commit shirk. Do never associate anything with Allah." This was his greatest commandment to his son. Do not commit shirk. Do not associate anything as a partner with Allah. Stay away from this by all means necessary. For verily, shirk is the worst iniquity. It's the worst evil. He also said to him further, he said, "O my son, Allah will bring all things to light, be they small or be they large. Be they hidden on a rock high above or in the heavens down below. And in their finest details, Allah will reveal them." Oh my son, his second advice was, "Aqim as-salah." Establish salat. Establish regular salat for my remembrance. This was his second commandment to his son. Do not associate partners with Allah and establish regular prayer, regular salah. He also told him, enjoin good, amar bil maruf wa nahy anil munkar. Enjoin good and forbid evil. This was another command. After you put Allah as one in His Tawheed, after you establish salat, enjoin to the good, forbid the evil. He also said that since you're going to be doing this, you must be patient because you know the trials are coming. So next he said, be patient whatever befalls you. He said, do not speak with the people with your face turned away in pride. Do not speak to the people with insolence and with pride. Be humble with them. Be very firm with them, but be humble. He also said, be moderate in your pace, in your walk, and lower your voice. Walk in the earth with humility and be a person who is a model and example for humanity. This was the examples that Luqman gave to his son, and this is my example and my advice to the youth of Islam.